What is up, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Wild Rift Patchnotes. Patch 2.2b is coming to the Rift very soon, so let's not waste any time and let's get right to business here. And of course, the first big part of the new patch will be the two new champions. Rengar being the first one and Kha'Zix being the second one. Now, as always, I will be telling you what these champions will be about, which role they will fill, and hopefully help you to decide whether you should look forward to them and whether you should buy them on day one. Now, both are going to be jungle assassins, so junglers can be very happy with this. Both are super mechanical, super fun to play. They are the bane of marksmen, both of them. So if you're a marksman player, then you probably won't be too happy, but let's take a look at Rengar first. As you can see, he's a little kitty cat in the jungle. He has a lot of damage. He completely one-shots you. His ultimate makes him run super fast and go invisible. However, if he is close to you, you will notice, just like Evelynn, something similar will probably be in Wild Rift as well. And the most iconic part about Rengar here is he's a full melee champion, but he has a very unique gap closer, okay? Whenever he's in a bush, he can jump onto the enemy. So whenever he's in a bush, no cooldown, he can jump onto you, okay? So enjoy that, marksmen and mage players. That is going to be super fun. No, but seriously, this champion is going to be super annoying. He's probably going to be the one that is more interesting out of Rengar and Kha'Zix. But honestly, for example, I prefer Kha'Zix in terms of gameplay. But I think a lot of people will flock over to Rengar. He is one of those super toxic champions that everyone and their mom wants to play, just like Yasuo, you know? But yeah, he is really fun. That being said, so make sure to subscribe, ring the notification bell if you don't want to miss gameplays of me playing him. I will definitely play him a lot. He's going to be super fun. And as I said, super toxic. He will literally one-shot you. He's famous for that. You press the death recap. Oh, he one-shot you in 0.24 seconds, you know? He's very famous for that. So look forward to that. Moving on to Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix also an attack damage-based assassin in the jungle. That being said, by the way, Kha'Zix and Rengar can also go Baron lane. Not the preferred role, but it works. Kha'Zix probably will even be able to go mid lane. Again, probably won't be the preferred role. Now, Kha'Zix is very unique, okay? He has an evolution mechanic on his ultimate. Whenever he puts a point into his ultimate, so at level 6, at level whatever, at level 5 in this game, but you know the drill. He can evolve one of his 4 abilities, similar to Kai'Sa, and it actually changes the gameplay a lot. His most iconic ability is probably his little leap. The way his leap functions is, it's a very short range leap, but whenever he puts a point into it, and when he evolves it with his ultimate passive, then he spreads his wings and he gets a huge range on that leap, and whenever he gets a kill or assist, he actually gets to use it again. So similar to Tristana or Katarina, something like that, right? He gets those resets, so you can already imagine how frustrating he will be for all the squishy players, for all the players who play squishy champions. Now, his other iconic ability is his first ability, his Q. It's a very melee range little thing where he uses his claws, or whatever you will call it, his scyther attack, you know? And he deals damage to you, right? If there's no other enemies around you, okay, so no allies around you, no minions nearby you, then you're isolated and he deals bonus damage. So he's all about those one-shots as well. These champions are going to be super fun. The Kha'Zix ultimate also gives him invisibility for a brief duration, and he can use it twice consecutively. Guys, I'm telling you, they're adding 2 invisible toxic assassins. We don't have control wards. Riot! It's going to be fun. It's going to be a clown fiesta, but it's going to be fun. Definitely looking forward to these, and if you're a jungle main especially, you should as well. Moving on to the new skins. We're going to get Forecast Janna. We're going to get God King Garen, which is what you see right here. We're going to get a God King Darius, which is what a lot of people are looking forward to, and they already teasered a couple of weeks ago. We're going to get Program Nami, pretty cool, just like the Program Soraka skin. Forecast Janna is, by the way, a super good skin. She's literally a forecast girl, and she has goofy animations. It is very nice. Death Blossom Kha'Zix is super clean. It's like a flower Kha'Zix, a little bit pink. Very nice. Night Hunter Rengar is going to be a little bit of a He has that blue hoodie, I believe. I think that's that skin pretty cool as well, you know, looking very mysterious. But yeah, anyway, moving on to new accessories as well. This is gonna be a good patch, as you can see. We have some very nice icons as well, looking good. There will of course be an event that will have Kha'Zix and Rengar fighting against each other because they are the predators. They like to, you know, they like to kill each other. It is what it is. I don't know the lore. No one cares. I mean, people do care. It's pretty cool. But yeah, seems like these are some baubles. Ooh, look at this. This is Rengar's necklace, and this is Kha'Zix's wing. Looking good. Looking good here. This is also looking good. Not bad. Not bad. Liking it, man. Baubles, the Wolf Knight. Yeah. Whatever. Moving on to new events. Exactly. As I just said. Master of the Hunt. Ever shrouded by the fog of war, the jungles of Wild Rift can prove deadly to even the bravest of champions. Yet two natural-born hunters now claim this savage battleground as their domain, each intent on making a trophy of the other. That is very badass, isn't it? Looking forward to this. The Masters of the Hunt event will begin on May 6th. Excuse me, I think I missed some dates here because they should also say, yeah, May 6th. Okay, both of these champions will be released at May 6th. The event will come at May 6th. That is a Pog Champion date coming soon. That's going to be a very nice event for Wild Rift. Of course, I will be right there, right when it starts streaming. Make sure to subscribe if this is the first video you see of me. But yeah, new systems. Nemesis Duel. Now, this is these two ferocious champions are bringing their vendetta to Wild Rift. Blah, 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 blah. Nemesis Duel. This feature is a permanent part of the game that will continue even once the event ends. And Nemesis Duel can trigger when their respective champions meet all the following conditions. Now, this is a little bit of an Easter egg, okay, you could say. Both are blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Kha'Zix and Rengar have a little bit of an Easter egg in the game. I believe this happens in Ranked as well. And they have to basically fight each other, and whoever gets the first kill gets a bunch of bonus damage and stuff. It is pretty cool. The first Nemesis Duel, I mean, this is not too important because I don't think it will happen too often, you know? Maybe at the start, but I actually, in all the time of playing League of Legends PC, I didn't see this happen. But in League of Legends PC, these two champions weren't added at the same time, so we might see some clown fiestas with this little look. If Rengar wins, Rengar automatically gains ferocity during ult. This is his passive, you will see. It's very important to him. If Kha'Zix wins, Kha'Zix gains an extra evolution point. That's the cool thing. He'll be able to evolve all 4 abilities. But yeah, you'll see. This is a little bit of an Easter egg. Shouldn't change too much of the gameplay, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, in League of Legends PC, these two champions weren't released at the same time. I bet if that happened at the same time, we would have probably seen Kha'Zix versus Rengar every game. But yeah, moving on to the champion changes. Is Katarina gonna get nerfed? Is Akali gonna get nerfed? Is Ziggs gonna get nerfed? Is Ezreal gonna get nerfed? Is Kai'Sa gonna get nerfed? Let's check it out. Let's hope at least some of them get nerfed. Spoiler, I know some of them will get nerfed, so it is a pretty good patch. Champion changes. Darius. Okay, Darius getting a little bit of a nerf. Just base health 40 and base health regen by 2 reduced. Not too big of a nerf, you know, he's a little bit too strong right now in the Baron lane, especially in solo queue. We see him a lot in esports as well. So this is a very appropriate nerf. Not too much, not too little, you know. I think he's still going to be almost just as good. He's going to be a little bit more squishy in that early phase, especially for someone like Akali who is already eating him alive. That will help her even further to destroy that matchup. Something like a Fiora as well. Champions that already do well against him will do even better against him, but don't worry if you're a Darius main, he is still gonna be amazing. Now, Draven actually getting a little bit of a nerf. He is being picked a lot in esports and also banned a little bit sometimes. So he's getting a very small nerf to his spinning axe. It is 10 base damage per rank that you put into this ability is gonna go down. Definitely gonna help with keeping him a little bit more controlled in the early game, where he is really, really insane and not a lot of marksmen can contest him in the lane, especially if he's well played. I always say that I think Draven is the best marksman for solo queue if you are very good at him. So yeah, definitely a good nerf here, very appropriate. We'll see definitely a little bit less, but he's still going to be very strong. It is just 10 damage. Don't worry about it. If you're a Draven main, you will still be not as strong, but almost as strong. Definitely good to bring him back in line though. Moving on to Evelynn. Yes, she's also getting nerfed. Feels good, man. Only a little bit though. Cooldown. Now, is it a little bit? I would say it's a little bit. Late game, she's still going to be strong, but early game, that cooldown on her ultimate is going to be a whopping 20 seconds more. It's going to be a 2-minute cooldown on ult. That is a lot. That is a lot. Then 15 seconds and then only 10-second nerf in the late game, which is honestly pretty appropriate. I don't think she definitely falls off late game. She's still strong, but she falls off. But the early game is where she is very annoying. So that's going to make her a little bit more bearable. Still going to be extremely strong. Still going to be one of the best solo queue champions and probably the best solo queue jungler, just because she doesn't only rely on her ultimate to gank you permanently. At the end of the day, you don't have control wards. So it's really hard, especially for lower elos, to keep track of where the Evelynn is. Now keep in mind, we're also getting 2 new invisible assassins, okay? So, you better get good at tracking the enemy jungler. You better get good at warding inside the enemy jungle camps, so you can actually see them while they're not invis and fighting something. And yeah, maybe my statement will be wrong, that Evelynn is still gonna be one of the strongest junglers, because maybe Rengar and Kha'Zix will be completely broken. I honestly think that's very plausible, so look forward to it. But yeah, Evelynn's still strong. Good first step. As always, I say that Riot likes to nerf a little bit, and maybe next patch a little bit more, and bring them in line, instead of just over-nerfing and then the champion is completely useless. So, pretty good first step. Moving on to Galio here. Galio is getting a little bit of a buff, believe it or not. I do think he was still extremely strong, even after the nerf. I didn't get to recording a video, unfortunately, but I do believe he was still very strong. Now he's getting a little bit of a buff, but also he's getting a bug fix, which is going to completely nerf him, and you will see. Well, let's get into the buff first. Health per level is going up by 10. He's going to be much tankier. That is very nice for him. Colossal Smash, the cooldown, I think, is pretty much just being reverted almost. It's going to be a 3-second cooldown in the late game. I think it's still early on, it's still a longer cooldown than when he first initially was released. But this is still, still going to be a pretty high cooldown in the early game laning phase, but much lower in the late game, which is nice. Makes sense, right? You don't really... I didn't feel like the passive was too strong in the late game when they nerfed it. But then, this is the big one, okay? So, first of all, they're buffing the percentage AP ratio damage on his first ability again, okay, when it lingers, the tornado, but they're also removing a huge bug, which probably most people didn't even know it was a bug. Fixed an issue where Galio's 1 was dealing its initial damage twice. Now, that is a big issue. I think what happened is, each little path that he shoots, right, the little, and then it connects in the middle, was dealing the damage, okay? So if you hit in the middle, it would deal both damages instead of only once, I believe. So you were dealing twice the damage. Yeah, that's why you were walking up to Galio, he shoots that Q at you with a Rod of Ages and half a Rabadon's Death Cap, and half of your health was gone. That is why. So that's gone. So that is gonna make Galio a lot more balanced, okay? I feel like they could probably even revert the AP ratio nerf on his second ability, but we'll have to test that. You know, maybe it wasn't always happening, but I feel like it was always happening. So yeah, Galio gonna be a lot more in line. I think he's still gonna be good, just because he's not meant to be played full AP. This doesn't nerf the tanky hybrid AP, hybrid tank Galio too much, and that is still gonna be extremely strong. Broken ultimate, broken AoE taunt, super good wave clear, can't lose lane, beautiful. Still gonna be an amazing mid lane champion. Maybe not S tier anymore. We'll see. Moving on to Katarina. Yes, she's also getting a nerf. Anyway, this is a cool nerf. Okay, I always said you need to nerf her AP ratio on the passive. Well, they didn't quite hit that mark. I still think that is still gonna be extremely broken. I still think Katarina is going to be extremely strong on the new patch, but she's definitely going to be weaker. Her passive is getting nerfed, but not the AP ratio. Instead, the base damage is gonna get nerfed by 10 per level, basically. As you can see here, that is not gonna do a lot. At the end of the day, that AP ratio is at maximum level. It is 100% AP ratio, which is insane, which is absolutely broken on a passive. It's crazy. So I think they need to nerf that to 0.8 or something like that, and then it will be pretty good. But that's not it. They're also nerfing this, and this is the big nerf. It is a Shunpo nerf on her dash, of course. Range going from 6.5 to 6. That is really good. Now she's not going to be able to jump onto you from 15 meters away, which was very broken. And in team fights as well, she's going to have a lot less maneuverability. I hope I said that right. And that, of course, means if you're able to CC her, how many times does it happen where she's getting cucked, bro? Like, you outplayed her, you stunned her, you cucked her. She's at 10% health. But she still has range, you know, to jump onto your little marksman and one-shots him real quick, gets the triumph field, gets the resets, and aces your whole team. Well, you know, she's gonna have a little bit less range now. Okay, so that will happen way less. That's good. Good first step. Could have been a little bit more. Nerf that passive AP ratio, and we're golden. Someone else, Sony, from my chat, who also plays, he's one of the best Katarinas in Europe, also had a very good suggestion. He said, nerf the AoE range of the passive, nerf the size of it, you know, make it a little bit a smaller sweep around her. Raise the skill cap. Cool, also a good change. That would also work. Probably everything together, you know, AP ratio nerf, that nerf, beautiful. We have a beautiful high skill cap champion that is not completely broken anymore. But that is the first good step. You will still see Katarina probably in a lot of your games. Still gonna be probably broken. Moving on to Leona. Now this girl is getting another buff. I think she's already pretty good. She's getting another one, you know? Might as well think DJ Khaled is simping her. I wouldn't blame her, she's pretty cute. But yeah, base stats going up, a base health regen, 7.5 to 9. Pretty good. She's going to be a little bit tankier, going to be a little bit better to sustain that poke from the ranged mages, from the ranged supports, which she oftentimes has to deal with in this meta. The passive damage is going up by a little bit, you know, not too bad, 8 at each rank, which is honestly a lot early game. Because you can apply 3 passives at level 3. That is a lot of nice little bonus damage that we will see. She will have some nice bonus burst. We'll see. It's going to save you like maybe half, maybe 1 auto attack from your marksman to finish off the enemy at level 3, which is pretty good at the end of the day. And then this is the big one. Zenith Blade range going up by 0.5. That is pretty good. That is going to help her to engage much more. And yeah, combined with the cooldown buff on this Zenith Blade, it has like a 4-second cooldown late game. It is juicy. I think Leona is looking not only mighty thick in real life or on her model. Unfortunately, she doesn't exist in real life. But she's also looking quite thick in terms of stats. Now, Teemo getting nerfed. Crazy. No, I think he's getting... yeah, he's not getting it. It's just a bug fix. Camouflage duration was being said to be 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds, but it was actually only 3, 3.35, 3.5, 4, 4.5. So it wasn't a 6-second camouflage duration. It was a 4.5 second at a max rank, and it's not changed. It's just they updated the tooltip. You know, they updated the text in the game so you don't get confused into thinking it is 6 seconds. It was never 6 seconds. So Teemo's still the same. Moving on to Ziggy. Ziggy getting nerfed as well. I keep telling you guys, he's broken, man. He needs a fat nerf. People say, wait, Shirko, I'm abusing him. I need him for the free wins. I can't play Katarina. I can't play Akali. My fingers are too slow. Yes, Timmy, I know. My mom told me that as well. Wait a second. Did I diss myself? Anyway, yeah, Timmy, you little loser. I know you can only throw these bombs, you noob, but it still deserves a nerf. Don't worry though, it will still be very strong. As you can see, they're only nerfing the cooldown on the bouncing bump. Cooldown going from 6 to 7.5 level 1. That is a lot. That's gonna really hurt him in the early laning phase. and then it keeps getting less and less of a nerf until late game 4.5 and 4.5. So late game, he's still going to be the same strength, which I actually think is okay. Completely okay. Orianna is probably stronger late game. You know, there's lots of very strong late game champions. He, at the end of the day, he doesn't have crazy CC or anything. You know, if you have a Seraphine late game, if she hits a nice ultimate, your team is dead. If he hits a nice ultimate, your team is at half HP. Yeah, it is pretty dirty, but at the end of the day, I think the early game laning is so disgusting on this champion. That's what makes him so strong, because he can easily transition to the late game with a huge lead. You know, that's the issue. And they're definitely nerfing that. 1.5 cooldown increase is crazy, level 1. So that is good. Still going to be strong. Don't worry about it. I think he's still going to be very strong. Especially because most of you little Timmies out there, you little noobs, you don't even abuse this fact that he can just win every single lane. How many times do you watch my stream? You probably don't, you little loser. Come on, man. Come on, man. Please watch my stream. But yeah, how many times do you watch my stream and you see the Ziggs diamond not even poking me, man? I'm Zed. I'm sitting there, auto-attacking minions. He's not doing anything. He's just clearing minions. They don't even abuse this fact. So yeah, he's still going to be very, very potent. Moving on to duo carry changes. They're going to buff a lot of these weak marksmen. Let's go through this in speed tempo. Let's see if it's going to improve them. Keep in mind, these little soy boys, like Ashe, are going to get their ashes clapped. You know, booties. Not bad. By Kha'Zix and Rengar, so they definitely need some fed buffs. Volley cooldown, going down by 1 second each level. Gonna help her a little bit with the poking, but at the end of the day, it's not gonna change too much on Ashe. That being said, I think she's pretty decent. She's just not a solo queue pick. She will never be, because her arrow is all about coordinated gameplay. I definitely think you could bust her out in esports if you practice her enough and you learn to use that ult beautifully. So, still a pretty good buff here for you Ashe mains who still like to play her in solo queue. You can still do that, she still works. But yeah, not gonna do too much, but gonna help her a little bit. Tristana, explosive charge, active base damage, going up from basically early only 5, but then late game 20, which is pretty good, you know? Active base damage, not too bad. She still needs a little bit of a damage buff. I do feel like Tristana is in a pretty okay spot, so maybe this will be a little bit too much, but we'll see, because especially this ultimate buff, 50 for each rank, base damage increase, 350 damage level 5 is a lot, man. You don't have a lot of health, okay? You will get one tap by this girl, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see. She's also really good against Rengar and Kha'Zix. So yeah, we might see a lot of Tristana. She can kick them away. She can jump away. Looking pretty thick here. Excuse me, not thick. Excuse me, it's a little girl. Looking pretty, you know, good marksman. Good, strong. Moving on. Varus. Varus also getting a buff. Varus is pretty cool. I do think his AP capabilities are pretty underrated still. But yeah, not being played. Still not being played. His base mana is going to be increased by a whopping 45, which is a lot. He doesn't really run out of mana that much unless you spam your Q, which you should never do. So that's a little bit weird, but it's going to help him never run out of mana now. Then his second ability is getting a pretty big buff. This is the combo with his first ability, okay? This is that part of the ability. So whenever you would use the second ability and then use the first ability, you would deal bonus magic damage based on the enemy's missing health. And that is getting buffed by a lot, okay? Especially late game. It's gonna go to instead of 20% to 27%. That's pretty dirty, man. You will just one tap. You will be the bane of tanks. Mundo walks up to you, you know, slaps your booty, and what are you gonna do? What you gonna do when Mundo walks up and slaps your booty? I know that's just a dumb. You will just blighted quiver him into the face, and he will just instantly evaporate. So that's gonna be cool. I definitely think this is good because Kha'Zix and Rengar will be in every game, and my man does not want to play against Kha'Zix and Rengar. Let me tell you that. He does not have a jump, he does not have an escape. Against Kha'Zix and Rengar, stuff like Ezreal will be even stronger. Let's see if he gets nerfed. I don't think so. But yeah, Ezreal will be a huge pick. But yeah, Varus, this is a good little buff. Probably won't be enough to make people play him even more, but it is a very potent buff. I will try him again. I play him all the time. I like him, so it's gonna help me. It's gonna help you Varus mains. Don't think it's gonna convert people into maining Varus and quitting playing Kai'Sa and Ezreal, which are so strong and they counter these assassins, so they're chilling. Vayne also getting a buff. She definitely needs it. A bonus AD for her ultimate is going up by 10 per level. That's going to feel very nice, especially in the early game where you don't actually have a lot of AD. Also going to enable more of an attack speed based early build. So you can, what I used to do is Blade of the Rune King into Infinity Edge, but honestly now you could probably go Blade of the Rune King into Phantom Dancer into Infinity Edge, which is what we've seen in esports a lot as well already. So that's going to be much more viable. And the cooldown is going down. Early level by 10, then by 5, and at maximum rank it's still going to be the same 60 seconds. That's also going to help her early game, where she definitely needs help, so these changes are very good. She's going to be a little bit stronger. Again, if the enemies pick a lot of tanks, she is one of your best bets even right now in the current patch, so feel free to bust her out if you like the champion, and if you encounter a lot of Mundos, Malphites, and all of that jazz. Moving on to Xayah. This is a little bit weird. I think Xayah is S tier. I think she is crazy. She's cracked out and she's getting a little bit of a buff. Now, it's not too big. Don't worry about it. It's a little bit of less mana on the second ability, and it's 1 second less cooldown on her second ability. Pretty cool, but isn't gonna do that much. But yeah, this is a little bit of a buff, but that is not it, because we also have a root duration increase on her third ability. If you of course hit 3 or more feathers, the enemies get rooted, and that is going to be a 0.25 seconds longer root, which is pretty nice, honestly. Again, I don't think this is a very seizable buff. I don't think Xayah deserves it. I think she's already pretty strong, but I guess not. I do definitely think Xayah, if you're a Xayah main, hey, she's still going to be insanely strong, you know? She's going to be a little bit stronger even. And if you're not a Xayah main, you might want to try her out, because let me tell you, Rengar is going to fly onto you, okay? If you're a soy boy Ashe, you're one-shotted. If you're a soy boy Jinx, oh man, you get 2 of your health bars are gone. He's gonna create another health bar, man. He's still gonna one-tap you. But if you're Xayah, you use your own ult, and the little kitty cat is a little kitty cat, okay? You can go back to playing Hello Kitty, because that's exactly what you're gonna do to him. Moving on to item changes. Ardent Sensor is getting nerfed. Big. Now, that item is just broken. I mean, I'm sure we all agree, man. You buff up your marksman, and they're just a little bit too broken. Lots of marksman nerfs, man. This doesn't nerf supports, it nerfs the marksman. It makes the item 200 gold more expensive. The components are going to still remain the same, but the 200 gold increase is going to go into the combined cost. Very nice. I think that's very appropriate. And the Harmonic Echo is also getting nerfed. Now, the thing about this is, okay, this Harmonic Echo and Ardent Sensor, these are a little bit of noob traps. The actual broken item for the support role is the Athene's Unholy Grail. We see it a lot in esports. I see it from a lot of challenger support players. That item is just cracked out. I will make a video soon explaining. But yeah, it is honestly really, really strong. And especially with these nerfs, you want to go for that early on. If the enemies have 1, 2 mages, maybe 1.5, like a mage support, it's already worth to go for that as a first item, because of course it gives you magic resistance, so you want to build it when it makes sense, but the passive it gives brings your team so much healing. It's just really sick. So yeah, these 2 items already weren't the first picks in esports most of the time. But yeah, Harmonic Echo definitely deserves this nerf, a little bit of a base damage nerf and a bonus damage HP ratio nerf on that item. I think that is healing, probably. There's no damage. I don't know, man. I don't play support, but yeah, probably healing. But yeah, moving on to rune changes as well. Conqueror once again getting nerfed. Very well deserved. I think it was still very strong. It was only nerfed for ranged and for mages. But now it's getting nerfed for everybody, and I think that's well deserved. Now keep in mind, this is not going to change too much for champions like Zed. I like to go Conqueror on Zed. Not going to nerf too much for champions like Lee Sin and all of that jazz, you know. Marksman, not really going to care about that. But people like Ziggs, like Go Conqueror, are going to care about this a lot, okay? Stack duration is going down from 8 seconds to 6 seconds. Ziggs would stack up Conqueror before a team fight by spamming his bouncy balls. And yeah, now he's going to run out of time if he does that. And he's going to lose those stacks before the team fight, which is good. That's exactly what you want to see. You don't want someone to poke the enemy a couple times and then start off the team fight with a full Conqueror. The whole point of Conqueror is that you're in a fight and you keep fighting during the fight, and then during the fight you get stronger. Not, oh, let me just stack it up by hitting a couple Mystic shots on Ezreal before the fight starts, and then I bop you with bonus damage and bonus percentage damage and bonus attack damage. But yeah, so that is a good nerf. Still gonna be strong. Don't worry. Think of the nerf. Does it make sense for your champion to still go for it? Are you a Xin Zhao? You jump in. You don't poke before. You go in. It doesn't change anything for you, okay? So don't just stop taking Conqueror because you think, oh man. But if you were Orianna maybe, you know, maybe go for that Aerie. We're already seeing Aerie on Orianna. If you're a Katarina, you know, she goes Conqueror every time. Are you not going to go Conqueror anymore? No, of course you're going to go for it, because you go into the team fight and then you stack it up. You don't poke, you throw one Q and the Conqueror stack is going to disappear anyway by the time you jump in. So if you wait for the cooldown, if Q cooldown to go back down. But yeah, moving on, spell changes, barrier, sick, man. They're hitting a lot of good things here, man. Barrier, cooldown going up from 90 seconds straight to 120 seconds. That's 30 more seconds. That's crazy. That's a 33% cooldown increase. Quick maths. That's sick. That's good. I think barrier is not going to be as much of a problem anymore. That is great. You'll be able to time the barrier very simply as well with a 2 minutes, you know, quick maths in your head. Enemy uses it, add 2 minutes to the clock, and you know when he will have it again. Beautiful. Loving it. We'll see more ignites again on assassins, which, I mean, guys, I saw Katarina's go barrier. Come on. Come on, bro. Really, Riot? Come on, man. Come on, bro. Anyway, good change. Moving on to system changes, game system changes. Dragons. Now that is also sick, man. This is a great patch. This is a great patch, man. The only thing that's missing is an Akali nerf, a Fiora nerf, maybe a Camille nerf. But these aren't like super insanely problematic. You know, they're contained in their Baron lane. I don't care about that stupid cringe lane, man. I played the other lanes and I'm happy. I'm happy with this patch. Infernal Dragon going down from 8% bonus damage to 6% bonus damage. Very nice. Elder Infernal Dragon going down from 12% bonus damage to 9%, and damage bonus per stack for each dragon you already killed, 4 to 3%. Very nice. Cloud Dragon movement speed going down from 7.5% to 6%, and Elder Cloud going down from 11.25% to 9%, and for each stack 3.75 to 3%. Wow, guys, they did it. Sick. We won't have to surrender after the enemies get Cloud and Infernal Drake, because these dragons were really broken. They hit the nail on the coffin with this patch. That is going to be beautiful. That's going to change the game a lot as well, because now, in solo queue, you're going to be able to think, alright guys, we have 2 dragons. It's an Infernal Dragon. It's up. But our jungler just died. Is it worth to go for the 4v5, risk them, you know, killing us and getting a Baron on top of that? Or do we just go for maybe a tower, you know? Do we just push down a tower, try to get 2 towers, try to get them to respond, maybe get a more favorable teamfight position? Before the patch? No. You don't want to give that 8% bonus damage, man. That Infernal is juicy. You want to fight for it. But now, 6% is a lot more balanced. That's how it is, I think, on PC League of Legends right now, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. Awesome, guys. Cloud Dragon the same. 6% move speed is still pretty insane, but still very nice nerfs here. You can see the free-to-play champion rotation as well. And with that being said, I'm already signing off. I really hope you guys enjoyed this quick little patch rundown. It is a very great patch. I'm looking forward to all the changes, and of course also a lot to these 2 new champions. They're gonna be absolute bangers. The last 2 champions we got were a little bit sleeper, man. Galio is cool, but he's kind of a sleeper champion. You know, the Ramos, you know, he's fast, but he also acts fast as a sleeping agent for me when I'm trying to fall asleep playing him. Okay? So, yeah. Finally, we're getting some assassins, you know, we're getting some edgy champions. And I want to go deep. I want to go deep inside, man. With that quote, I'm going to leave you. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, ring the notification bell, and let me know in the comments below what you think about this patch rundown, what you think about this patch, and if you don't have any thoughts, Timmy, because I know you don't, because you just want to play Ziggs, yeah, we. If that is the case, then just leave an algorithmic comment to support the channel anyway. And with that being said, peace.